Hi, my name's Hannah Brooks and I'm a retail consultant. I have a company called Shop the Strip, but I've held management positions for very large international brands, both retail and wholesale, and I have worked extensively in the apparel, footwear, swimwear and accessories categories. My consultancy largely deals with independent retailers. I have a series of training programs, both seminars and in-house workshops, which are designed to assist retailers in helping their business evolve to reflect the needs of the digital age and making them competitive in the current economic climate. Had great success in doing that. I also have worked extensively with local bodies such as the Paddington Business Partnership. I really am both a passionate retailer but also believe the health of the local retail environment is crucial for the sector as a whole. So I very much enjoyed my work there. I live in Australia, I live in Sydney, Australia, and I've pretty much developed product training programs for all the major retail groups in my category. So what I'm going to do here is, obviously I spend a great deal of time in the field. Every few weeks or so I am going to do a mystery shop, and I will just post it up both onto blogs and onto YouTube, and hopefully if you're a retailer at whatever level, there's something that you can learn from my experience and a few takeaways. And if you're interested in any additional information, please don't hesitate to contact me. So the brand that I'm focusing on this week is called General Pants Co. I went to their Bondi Beach store. For people who don't live in Australia, General Pants are a multi-branded youth retailer. They have about 47 stores Australia-wide. Certainly a retailer that I consider particularly savvy, have great respect, and I've always to date had very positive interactions with them as a retailer. Certainly the issue that came up in this interaction, and this mystery shop was totally organic, it happened when I was shopping with a friend. It's an issue that I focus on a great deal in our seminars, so I hope you can learn something from the experience. So this initially started as a blog post on my blog toopinionated.com. If you want some more background or you wanted to flesh the issue out a little bit more, I suggest you jump on and have a read. It's under the title Generally Speaking. So the issue that came up in this particular mystery shop relates to the kiosks that General Pants have developed in store. Here we have an image on the night that they launched the kiosk at the Bondi Junction store. Photographed here with the staff is Pip Edwards, who's their Director of Design, who personally I think is a great fit for the company in terms of delivering on their brand promise, but also fantastic in terms of her social media following. But the suggestion from this image is that these devices are going to enhance your experience and they're going to be a tool by which staff can further engage you, and that certainly wasn't my experience. Incorporating technologies is a huge challenge for any retailer, particularly a retailer of this calibre. However, I found that the staff tended to use these devices as a babysitter as opposed to what could really be a tool to more effectively engage me with the brand and certainly lead to purchasing and lead me to that path of purchase. It just wasn't used in that manner at all, and from my thinking it's a massive wasted opportunity on their behalf. Okay, so the issues I had with my interaction were twofold. Firstly, myself. My use of the tablet, as I said, I think the staff chose that as a reason to ignore me rather than engage me. They could have come, showed me how it works. Obviously I know how to use a tablet, but showed me the features, showed me things they like, talked to me about the promotional activity. The whole reason that we had come into the store was because we'd responded to the window display. My friend had seen that they were doing a promotion on a jeans brand that she really liked, and would come in as a result of quite a traditional marketing technique. However, complete lost opportunity. Certainly my friend, there weren't any jeans available in the size that she was after in store, and the staff member just referred us to another store. So I felt like the sales ceremony reflected the needs of a sales ceremony of 10 years ago, not of today, not of an organisation that has fantastic tools like this available to them. Rather than walk my friend over and show her, firstly, that they ship internationally. She lives in Asia, so that would be very exciting to her. That if we'd ordered that day, it would have been shipped that day. Rather than take us and show us how fantastically integrated and smooth the sales process is at General Pants, it was a complete wasted opportunity. And you've got to think in terms of also these kiosks are taking up room that could be used for additional stock. 2 massive tables are being taken up with these kiosks and they're clearly not being used effectively. It was a massive wasted opportunity. Okay, I can hear you thinking in your head, well, I don't use kiosks in my store. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. that's not the point. I suppose what I wanted to convey, I think there's 3 key takeaways from this that can be applied to any retail store. And it's more a takeaway from my experience in its entirety. But certainly the perception, the consumer point of view, when I get off the sofa, and particularly when you go into a multi-branded environment like this, if I'm going to bother to go into a physical store these days, I have very high expectations. And one of them primarily is an expectation of service. Surprise, surprise, the trainer's going to tell you to make training a priority. But without being flippant, it's vitally important to a healthy retail organisation in this day and age, particularly with the advent of social media and the way that we use it, the use of smartphones. Training is absolutely vital to successful execution at the store level. And this is a great example of it. Clearly a lot of money and time went into develop a tool which should have worked, and it didn't. And the only reason it didn't, because it was a fantastic platform and they really did a great job, was because the staff weren't trained properly to use it. Now you can take this and apply that in many areas. If you're introducing a new brand, if you're introducing a new process, if you're introducing a new category, make sure you take the time to successfully train your staff so they're exceptionally comfortable with whatever the new process or product may be. It's really absolutely vital, and you really compromise the results and the investment that you put into this particular change if you don't take the time to train your staff properly and make training a priority and a criteria and a discipline within your organisation. If you had attended any of our seminars or our workshops, this is going to be a familiar concept to you. But just repeat after me. Everybody wants to buy. It really has been my experience that most sales staff operate from the exact opposite point. They assume that people don't want to buy, and certainly I felt that in my general parents interaction. I'm quite conservative. You saw in the introduction, I'm certainly perhaps not target market for a youth retailer, but I think that decision was made on my behalf when I entered the store. Ridiculous. I could be buying for my son, I could be buying for my niece. I could have no idea what is appropriate for my age group. I could be dressed very conservatively because I'm heading off to a meeting. Who the hell knows? But the fact of the matter is, if I've bothered to come into your store, I'm a potential customer. Just remember, with every interaction that you have with a client, assume that they want to buy. It's very powerful, and it's a premise that can completely turn your business around. Okay, the third element that's crucial for success as a modern retailer is to become a data-driven organisation. And there was a massive opportunity in this interaction. There was no effort to capture my data in any way, shape or form. If this tablet, and the people who'd been trained to use the tablet more effectively, if the staff had encouraged me to follow them on Instagram, I actually thought I was following them on Instagram. And in the end I wasn't. I was only following Pip Edwards. If they'd asked me to connect with them on Facebook, if they'd asked me to pop up a photo, if they'd asked me to join their newsletter, they would have an opportunity to have contacted me at a later date, even if I wasn't ready to purchase at this time. So make it a discipline to be data-driven in your organisation. By data-driven, it's obviously data on the big level. So any information that you can extract from a client or a potential client while they're in store, make it a discipline to train your staff in order to do that, and it becomes incredibly powerful. Because we used to train people to close the sale, but these days you never want to close the sale. You want to keep the interaction with your client open on as many different platforms as you can, so you can at a later date recontact them and give them offers that are reflective of their needs and their desires. So you never want to teach your staff to close the sale. You want to keep it open, and you want to keep your organisation being data driven. So I hope this mystery shop gives you an indication of how important it is to get out there, get out of your office, get out of the store, and really evaluate what your competitors are doing, because you can learn just so much from it. I hope you have every success in applying these 3 simple principles in your business, and they really can help to transform your bottom line. Please feel free to contact me with any questions, or jump onto my blog toopinionated.com for further information about this particular mystery shop. And thank you very much for your time.